This is a demonstration of how to set up a takeoff item in VisionREZ using walls. Here in AutoCAD I have 3 walls, same wall style. One wall is 8 foot 1 and 8, 9 foot 1 and 8, and then 10 foot 1 and 8. I'm going to export these and set up the bill of materials to take these off. So first thing you want to do is draw the walls in VisionREZ and then use 3D BOM export, and we're going to save that out to a DWF file. Once saving that out to a DWF file, that's going to create a VRE as well as a DWF. The VRE file is the database file we're going to use to create the BOM rules. Inside the VisionREZ BOM database, the first thing we'd want to do is go in and set up an item category for the walls if we don't already have one. So we'll go into that. I'm going to select the VREZ BOM or VREZ configuration here, item configuration. On the bottom left pane here, the item categories, I'm just going to create a level of detail 100 category, and this would just contain miscellaneous 100 level detail takeoff items. We'll even call this takeoff data. Category usage, I'm just going to set up a LOD 100. Whoop. Like so. And this information just helps you organize it later. And I'll put not specified as a material that's available for that data. Hit save changes on that. Back out and go into edit item details. The first thing we want to do is set up our takeoff item so that we can import the file we created and map rules to it. So here now we should have a new category that we just created called LOD 100 takeoff data. In the top left pane, items pane, I'm going to create an LOD 100 lineal foot of wall item, and description right here. Description, I'm just going to type in lineal foot of wall, and on unit type you want to do a lineal foot because that's the type of item we're taking off. Now in the usages aren't really important with wall data. That would be more for structural members, beams, that type of thing. So we'll just skip that cell. Down in the bottom left cell, we're going to do sizes. We want to do 3.5 by 8 foot 1 1/8 as a size. The width, I happen to know that the width of those walls, including sheetrock and everything, is 4.5, so I'm going to put 4.5 for that. The height is 1 foot, or I'm sorry, 8 foot 1 1/8. Okay. We want to tell it that it does have a length, and the length is 1 foot. That's the increment that it's going to be taken off in. If you leave that blank, it will come in as lineal inches, so we want it to go to lineal feet. Here we're going to check random length, so it is counted as a length, and then I just hit the little pencil there to write to the data file. Here we're going to do another one. You could actually copy this item, and we're going to call this one 4.5, or I'm sorry, 5.5. No, 3.5, sorry, by 9 foot 1 1/8. And then do it again, and we will create a 3.5 by 10 foot 1 1/8. Okay, Okay, so now I've got my 3 heights in there that I drew in the drawing. The actual height you want to change and make that match. Okay, so now when we create the rule, it will first find the correct width of those walls, and then it will match the height, and then report the lineal foot of wall. It save changes on that. Back out, go into edit item or edit takeoff rules. This will pull up the VisionREZ BOM rules engine. I'm going to import that file I created with those 3 walls in it. If you look under walls, you'll see the 3 walls taken off. And there they are. These are the item IDs in the model. If you look at the properties on that, you can see that the wall width, the height, the length, it has a lot of properties here that you can use later in takeoff. To create the rule, first thing we want to do is come up and find the item we want to link to it in the database. Here's under products, we want to link lineal foot of wall. That is the item we want to link, and I'm just going to link it to the top node here, stud exterior 3.5, which is the wall style in ACA. Add item to style, and basically that created a rule called Rule 2, and Rule 2 can be found under Rules for VisionREZ. This was a wall object, walls, so it would be under the walls area of the rules. If you'll go to the bottom, you'll see Rule 2 there. What I want to do on Rule 2 is we'll give it a name. I'm going to put an A in front so that it goes to the top of the list, just for ease of access. And we'll put in LOD 100. Lineal foot of wall is the takeoff rule name. Okay, and basically it's finding any style that equals stud exterior 3.5, and it's applying this item to it here. So I'll hit back on that and save. If you right click in the area here, you can preview BOM, and now you can see that it found each one of those walls. There's the size information for the wall, and lineal foot of wall quantity 16. To export this to a takeoff package or Excel, you may want to include a code, an item code, so it would transfer over and get the proper name. To do that, we would come to first edit item categories and materials, and when you're in here, push the F1 button and you'll get a help file. On the help file, what you want to find is the code fields and code formatting node. This node explains what these the tokens do that you see down here in the format of the item categories. The code location category would be 0, item is 1, material is 2, item size is 3, item length is 4, and those are the order of the concatenation of the item code. So the first one being category, which is 0, would be this actual item here, code. If I were to go in and put in X, then all item numbers would start with an X, because I have code token turned on, and that would be like so. So what this particular order would be code, which is 0, would be the category X, and then you would go to item, or I'm sorry, 2 would be material, which would be over on this side, whatever item that is specified as. And then the next one would be 1, which is item, back in the other table. And I'm just going to remove this. I don't really want that right now. So I'll go back and show you where item is. Item details. Item would be the code that is here, and I'll go ahead and put a code in there. for this. We're going to go lineal foot wall. So the item code would first have LFWALL as the first part of the item code. The second part of the item code I'm going to set as the size. So that on those codes, what I'm going to do is go 3.5 for 3.5 inch, and I'll put in an 8 for 8 foot tall walls. And this one I'll do 3.5.9 for 9 foot tall walls, 3.5.10 for 10 foot walls. Maybe we want to keep that uniform, so we'll go 08 and 09 to keep the same amount of letters in each item code. Save changes on that. So what we're really after is items first and then sizes in the item code. So back over on the item code, what we'll want to do is item, which would be 1, and then size, which would be 3. So we'll just change those tokens to be only 1 and 3. And I'll save that. And now back on the edit takeoff rules, I'll pull that file back in. And you can see now that we have our items, and we have LFWALL, which was the item code, and then 3510, which was the 10 foot walls, 8 foot walls, and 9 foot walls. This example has been on setting up lineal foot of wall takeoff, but this rule could also be used for other purposes, so you can adapt it to your needs. One thing I wanted to do was change this to be a wildcard. So instead of finding the exact wall style called the stud exterior 3-5, what I'm going to do is any wall that has the word stud in the name, it will find that wall. So now that's going to take off all stud walls from ACA and give you a lineal foot count on that. And I'll save.